Good morning, guys. I am Sandeep Kumar Reddy from Ingenious Competitive Training Academy. Whoever is watching this video related to Army examinations, I just want you guys to have a look into playlist. I have uploaded already 8 parts. This is the ninth part, and we'll be discussing one more part that is very important. We'll be discussing only about 80 questions. So the whole 530 questions are very important general science questions which are very useful for all examinations also. So let us start. Before starting, I just made one book related to children actually up to 5th standard. This book has got near about 3200 pictures, so you can just have a look how exactly. As usual, we know I have got one all-in-one book for competitive examinations. So in this, every page has got 12 pictures with explanation, extensive one. So these both books are like similar one only. So this is very important, guys. If you want for your, if you want a gift for your children, like if you have any kind of brother and sister, you can directly go through this. And let us start what the questions are being given. If you want books, you can call me on 766730 252. This is my mobile number. You can do phone pay and I'll send it by speed post. The questions are like this. Dendrites are found in neurons. You should know about the parts of the neurons. If you see at the parts of the neurons, you'll find like a root nodules in the neurons. So they are known as dendrites. Very important, guys. The restless muscles, the very sensitive muscles, you can call it as they are cardiac muscles that is related to heart. And pericardium is the one which is the outer layer of the heart is known as pericardium. When it comes to pleural membrane, very important, we have the lungs. Outer layer of the lungs is known as pleural membrane. See, one topic, maximum questions have been covered. So discussing ABCD also matters. It takes a lot of time to make these kind of questions and answers. So don't skip them. If you want the leaflets of this PDF, you can directly call me. I'll give you the same PDF in a printout format. You know about that. The formation of nitric oxide. So nitric oxide is HNO3, guys, and we have this gas is formed during the lightning or thunder. You know about the lightning arrestor, in which copper is used. It is fitted on top of the building. Whenever there is a lightning or thunder, we can see that nitric oxide is formed. And you know about cloudburst. Sudden cloudburst happens in Leh Ladakh region where they directly hit the mountains and they will have the cloudburst. In that, what happens? Sudden rainfall occurs. That area will be full of water, and there may be chances of all collapse of buildings as well as floods also. Storm, you know about the storm. It's like a whole like we have got Titli and Hudhud. These are all one type of cyclonic storms. And we have earthquakes also, tectonic plates movement. Now we have something called as tonsillitis related to throat. Actually, we knew that there are a few tonsils, so related to that actually. So when it comes to skin, it is eczema. So when it comes to nose, rhinitis. There are various problems. In the case of neck, we have goiter, that is also known as Adam's apple, and various problems are there, and you should know about respective place as well as the problems. Camera was invented by Joseph Niffy is the one who invented the camera, and there are different scientists. You should know about everyone's their invention. When it comes to the total number of bones present in human face, in vertebrae we have 33 and in face we have 14. I want you guys to comment me the total number of bones in small children and the total number of bones in human body. You can comment me in this section. The production of silk is obtained from the farming of sericulture. Very important. We should know about aviculture, vermicomposting, vermiculture, sericulture, aquaculture, pisciculture. These are all different cultures. So here, aviary means bird, apiary means honeybees. You know about angora rabbit, with which we can take out the wool also. So here, the production of silk is obtained from the farming of sericulture, guys. The instrument is used to measure the volume of applause. This is very important. You should know about it. Which instrument? to use to measure the volume of applause, that is clap-o-meter. It is not clap-o-meter, it is clap-o-meter. So we have the various ones like compass for the direction purpose. You know about the chronometer also, ceilometer. These two, what is the use of it? I want you guys to comment. So whatever I am asking comments, it means they are very important. Don't underestimate them. The options what I had prepared, A, B, C, D, they are all, I prepared those options. So they are very important. The bending of ray of light when it passes from one medium to another medium, which is known as so refraction. Once we dip into the one stick into the water, it gets deviated, it gets deflected because of the refraction only. When it comes to mirror, if we see in mirror, we can see our image as usual. This is one type of reflection. In diamond, we can find the total internal reflection, continuous movement of the light rays. That is the reason why diamond reflects. And you should know about this total reflection is the only principle where in optical fiber cables, these cables has got the transmission of the like the ray into that. So in the same thing you'll find in OFC cables, and they are used for the telecommunication purpose. Now we have something called very important. So the maximum deviation in dispersion of white light, you should know about it. Deviation happens whenever there is a white light passes through the prism. We can see the white color splitting into VIBGR, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So these things gets dispersed. So the maximum deviation occurs with the violet. Because of more deviation, the wavelength is very less. It can't travel farther. That is the reason the less deviation takes place in red. It travels farther. Deviation means bending, we can call it as. Next we have something called as cyan. Cyan, you know about this, BGC. It means blue green is mixed, then cyan is formed. Normally we will find in printer this kind of cyan, black, yellow. So these things you will find in printer. Now we have something called as aphelion, perihelion. So this is very important. The nearest distance of the earth with sun. So paas mein hai, it means perihelion. So nearest distance between the sun and earth, guys, very important. When it comes to aphelion, it is the farthest distance, I can tell. So during the more farther it will be, the movement will be slower, and normally this can be seen during the rainy or winter season. When it comes to the apogee perigee, very important, guys, you should know about this apogee perigee. And in that place what happens is you can't see, you will see lunar eclipse and solar eclipse. So that moment you should know about perigee and apogee. So you can comment me in the section what exactly apogee means, what exactly perigee means. Now we have reverberation. In this what happens is phenomenon of prolongation of sound due to successive reflections of sound from surrounding objects. You know, whenever you go to the places, you start speaking, then you will get the reflection in the same area, in the room, you can tell in a cave. So that reverberation occurs. You should know the echo. So that echo, if we shout anything, the reflection, the same thing you will get listened. So that is echo. We know vibrations. Take a tuning fork and beat it with the rubber cord, then you will start getting vibration. And we have TIR, means total internal reflection, guys. So I already discussed. The pitch of the sound is dependent on. So normally whatever the pitch is there, that whole soul depends on the frequency. And larynx is a voice box. Now I am speaking, there is a box in throat, that is known as larynx. And you should know all these things. If I say this pitch is more for the woman actually compared to man. The bleeding of nose at high altitude occurs due to the less pressure at high hill places. The pressure will be less atmosphere wise, but the pressure will be more in our human body, which may have more pressure inside our body, as well as sickness in hilly areas also occurs. So that is the reason you must have some tablets, sickness tablets, high altitude, whenever you go, you will have these kind of problems. When it comes to the orbital speed of a satellite, now we have something called as orbital speed, escaping velocity, as well as we should know about all these things. So the orbital speed of a satellite revolving near the surface of the earth, we have been asked. So that is 7.9 kilometer per second. So if we send any kind of satellite around the like earth, so the orbital speed should be minimum of 7.9 kilometer per second, then only it will be towards earth, otherwise it will move away. Now we have 11.2 kilometer per second. This is the escape velocity of the earth. So the rocket has to go with the speed of 11.2 kilometer per second, then only it can takes off from the earth. Otherwise what will happen is the debris will directly falls into the earth like an asteroid. Now we have something called as 2.5 kilometer per second. This is for the escape velocity of the moon, guys, because the gravitational pull is very less in mu. Because of that, we have 2.4 kilometers per second. When it comes to 500 seconds, what is this? This is the distance we have between the sun and earth. The rays of the sun reaches to the earth in 500 seconds, or we can call it as we can convert into minutes also. You can comment me in the minutes. I am asking you one question. What is the time duration will be taken from the moon to earth to reach the rays of the moon, lighting of the moon? I want you guys to comment. Turning of a car is an example of, about the centrifugal, centripetal, frictional, curved force. Very important, guys. Every force, it's a topic. So now we are sitting in a car and we turn faster. So that is, we are pulling towards center. While we take right side, then we will move away. Though we move away, we just pull inside. There is a centripetal force. As usual, we have a planets revolving around the sun is also an example of centripetal force. Centrifugal, we know about churning of milk, and we have a washing machine also, and we know frictional force. If I am putting something on it, it is like a frictional force. It is there. Without frictional force on the earth, everything will be flying. Now we have something called as curved force. So I want you guys to comment. The poison of the scorpion has methanoic acid. You know about the sting of the poison, that is scorpion. So we have methanoic acid and formic acid. There is an ant sting. Then you will find this kind of formic acid. The ant is also named as formica. Acetic acid in vinegar. Sulfurous acid you will find in the onion. Now the shape of the water drop is like a spear. Why? You should know about the water droplets shape. You can see why, because of capillarity. Capillarity is that thing. We have before we used to use lanterns with the we have like we used to make with the like we have cotton, or we can take cloth. With that we used to make lanterns. Once we light it up, the kerosene will be sucked by the lantern. That is the capillarity action. Anomalous expansion is the water has got the maximum density at 4 degrees centigrade, guys. So this is very important. So at 4 degrees centigrade, because of this maximum density, ice will not get solid, will not get ice. It will water will not become ice. That is the reason all aquatic animals live. And what the question is asked, we know about the water droplets. Whatever it falls on the earth, the shape will be like spherical shape because of surface tension. So that is the reason why all the planes have been made in such a manner. The nose of the plane will be spherical shape only. Now we have something called as the vitamin that helps in anti-sterility. So this is called as tocopherol, that is vitamin E, so which helps in the anti-sterility. Vitamin C, you know about that. This is ascorbic acid. In lemon we can see that. Vitamin D is calciferol, you will find in sun rays. Vitamin A, that is you can see in retinol. The place where sweat glands are absent, you know about glands. This place where you can see maximum sweat. So maximum sweat glands are present in arms. So, and we can see that is called as palm, we can call it as. In the nose, we have olfactory receptors, and in the case of foot also, we have sweat glands. But the sweat glands are absent is lips. This is very important. If I say sensitive skin in our human body is eyelids. When it comes to the scientific name of turmeric, you should know about the scientific names of different things. I want you guys to comment me in the section. They are very important. ABCD. I have chosen wisely, not like this. I made it with good thinking. So here turmeric has been asked. That is curcuma longa is the turmeric one. Pavocristatus peacock. Pantheria tigris tiger. So these kind of things. Naja naja, that is we have cobra. So like this everything has been given. I want you guys to tell me what is Cucumis sativas, Allium sativum, Daucus carota. These three very important, guys. Don't underestimate them. I want you guys to comment me. Go to the Google, ask your friends, anything you do, but I want in comments. Gray revolution is there. It is related to fertilizers actually. Normally, what are the fertilizers we use it? So they are all comes under the gray revolution. When it comes to honey, it is a golden revolution. We have jute and leather, everything. They have different types of revolutions. Now we have respiratory organs, that is book gills. These kind of organs you will find in spider, guys. We have different book lungs we have in birds. We have lungs like this. We have trachea in insects. So in mollusca, what is the respiratory organs? You can tell me. In king crab, what exactly the respiratory organs name? I want you guys to comment. So everything has been made. They are very important. Don't go focus only on option, only one option. You have to focus on all four options what has been given. The red color of tomato, you know about that. They are carotenoids, guys. This is the red color of the tomato because tomato is red because of these carotenoids. When it comes to why the chili is spicy, because of capsaicin. In carrot we will find carotenes. I want you guys where betalains are found. The loss of muscle function occurs in paralysis, you know about it. So you will find the loss in the muscle functionality. When it comes to polio, it is temporary, like we can see the permanent loss over there. So paralysis can be temporary also, but polio is permanent. So you'll be asked the question like this: in parallel temporary paralysis, a temporary function of the muscle occurs in, so you'll have to give paralysis. Now we have something called as epilepsy. Directly it gets disturbed central nervous system, so you will get the disorder in that. Meningitis, you know about the meningitis. It's a disease related to brain. So this disease, in this disease what will happen is the inflammation of protective membrane, whatever meninges we have in a brain or the spinal cord, we may have these kind of meningitis problems. You know about the Minamata disease, where it directly affects your human brain. This Minamata, there is a bay in Japan. So in that bay, fishes have consumed all these intoxicants released by the factories. That mercury has been intaken by the fishes. Those fishes have been eaten by the Japanese. Then they got with that mercury pollution, they got Minamata disease. That is what is very important. PCR, very important. RT-PCR stands reverse transcription pulmonary chain reaction. This is the commonly, this is used to identify whether you have at present coronavirus or Ebola virus. These two can be identified. We know about RT-PCR test. Next we have AIDS. If you have AIDS or not, ELISA test is the one. Typhoid also, you know that there is a viral test with which it can be easily identified. Dengue, there is called as NAT, nucleic acid amplification test. Very important, guys. Dengue is one of the incurable disease nowadays. It depends wholesale on the human body. Nucleic acid amplification test is used for the dengue. Normally, it occurs the biting of Aedes aegypti mosquito during the daytime. Now we have a pacemaker, man. The more you eat cholesterol, will be the more you eat ghee, oily items, and don't do exercises, you will have the problem in your heart. So this is one thing you should remember. So this pacemaker, also known as a stunt, which works on the principle of biomedical engineering, and this is related to the heart actually. Whenever there is a blocks in your human heart, so then you have to get inserted by the stunt. Very important, guys. When it comes to the test popularly used to detect the lie test, you know about the criminals, they don't give the answers. So in that case, what will be done by the police authorities? They give some injection and they find out lie detection test, that is known as polygraphy. Endoscopy means, you know that endoscopic procedure, laparoscopic procedure, it is surgical operation related. And we have ultrasounding also. We will just apply some gel and we just see whether our fat is how much. Spectroscopy, absorption and emission of light. Now we have something called as melatonin. You know about pineal gland, which secretes melatonin, and pancreas secretes insulin to maintain the sugar level in our human body. Otherwise, we'll have diabetes mellitus and diabetes insipidus. And liver, you know about this, the bile juice is secreted by it. It also helps in purifying the blood, which is the largest gland in your human body, guys. And if you consume more alcohols, you will have the liver cirrhosis problem. When it comes to pituitary gland, LH, TSH and growthing hormones, all these hormones will be released by pituitary gland, which is also known as a master of all glands, which is fitted in center of the head. The father of chemotherapy, you must know, Paul Ehrlich is the guy who invented the chemotherapy process. You know about this. Whoever get the cancer, they have to undergo this chemotherapy. Robert Hooke is the one who found cell. So Robert Hooke is the guy. Salim Ali, father of ornithology, birds related. Now we have Thomas Hunt Morgan, is the guy, white-eyed mutation in the fruit fly. Very important, guys. The study of excretory system. You know about the kidneys, that is nephrology. Kidneys are very important. This is the one you should remember. So excretory system, in that nephrology means kidney related study, you can call it as. There are odontology, means study of teeth, is known as odontology. Should know about osteology and petrology. You can directly comment me in the section what exactly the meaning of them. When it comes to the artificial kidneys, you know about the artificial kidneys. They are made by the scientist. You should remember the scientist who is known as William Kolff. If functionality of kidneys is not good, then the purification blood cannot be done. So here Louis Pasteur is pasteurization from milk to curd process. And we have Henry Thomas, gamma electric cell, he invented. Dr. Joseph E. Murray, you can directly comment me what is he famous for. So you know that if the kidneys are not working properly, we have to undergo dialysis process, with which the purification can be done in our human body. The process of conversion of solar energy into chemical energy, this happens because of this photosynthesis, guys. In this, what happens is, from the solar energy to directly it gets converted into chemical energy. And you should know about the battery cell, in which we have a chemical energy. When it comes to the area in which the visibility of solar lunar eclipse can be seen, that is penumbra. So apogee, perigee, I already asked, you can directly see this. And perihelion is distance nearby, and apogee, umbra and penumbra, where the solar and lunar eclipse can be seen. Here you can see in penumbra, the visibility of solar or lunar eclipse can be seen in penumbra only. In umbra, complete eclipse can be seen. It means you can't see any kind of sun. So that kind of thing you can see in umbra, position of the sun. So next we have the instrument is used to detect the presence of infrared rays. Very important, guys. So whether the infrared rays are there or not, this is the bolometer where it can be easily identified. Odometer is for the speed measuring purpose. Refractometer is for the refractive index. When it comes to sonometer, should know about sonometer also. The sonometer is the one in which we have string of the instrument. With that, it can be easily identified. Absorption power of entire thermal radiation is found in human body of black, guys. You should know about this. Absorption power in our thermal radiation, normally black bodies has got the like black clothes and black body directly absorb the heat, and obviously all black surfaces also heat. White, it directly reflects, it's a bad absorber, you can tell. That is the reason why we wear light color clothes during the summer. The possibility of skating is only possible because of regulation process. You can see ice skating. This can only be possible by the regulation process only. You should know about conduction process, how exactly the metal gets heated. So in order to get heat or burn your hand, they will be given one plastic holder. Reverberation, you know about that. The straight line passing through the pole and center of the curvature, this is known as principal axis. Normally we can see in mirrors. And now we have the permanent magnets are made of, you know that. So all these permanent magnets, alnico is the one with which we can directly make the magnets, guys. So very important bits, so don't underestimate them. I want you guys to go through all 500. You should know what is a wrought iron and what exactly the purest form of iron. So that is wrought iron. Atoms with the same mass number with different atomic number. Very important. Atomic number is different, but the mass number is same. So those kind of elements are known as isobaric, and we have isotopes 1H1, 1H2, 1H3. So 1H1 is protium, 1H2 is deuterium, 1H3 is tritium. They are isotopes. Isobars have got different. I want you guys to comment what is example of isobars. The closest star of solar system in our human, like we have in our solar system, the closest one is Proxima Centauri. If it comes to the sun, though, we should remember it is not the closest star. The closest is Proxima Centauri, and we have different stars in our solar system. The sun is also in our solar system, so it is not the one. So to our solar system, so that is Proxima Centauri. In the stethoscope, the sound of the heartbeat can be heard by multiple reflection of sound. So we know about the stethoscope, what doctors put, and they start taking heartbeat as well as breathing. So that is because of the total multiple reflection of sound only. So this can be observed in that. The waves produced by the Indian naval warship, you know about the ship, it produces bow waves. You know the ship ahead, it start producing the bow waves. You should know about ultrasonic waves. Ultrasonic, this can be produced by the bats as well as mosquitoes. Infrasonic waves you can see in earthquakes. And we have loaded gun. It has got the potential energy, water filled tank, potential energy, kinetic energy, the movement of water. Once it gets fired, the bullet moves away. That is speed, velocity has come. Kinetic energy, Newton's third law, you know, law of conservation of momentum. That is rocket takes off. And we have something called as third law, that is swimming is possible because of this law only, not law of flotation. Floating is possible because of law of flotation. Swimming is possible, third law. The acid present in palak, you know about palak, what we eat. So in that we have oxalic acid. Rest you can see what are the acids already discussed. The alloy made of copper, zinc and nickel. So that is German silver, guys. We don't find any kind of silver in the German silver. And we can see brass, that is copper and tin. Bronze, and copper and zinc is brass, and bronze is copper and tin. So gunmetal, I want you guys to comment what exactly in gunmetal we have. The gas that leaked in the tanks at LG Polymer is Limited at Vizag. There was an incident in Vizag. There is a company called as LG Polymers Limited. So in that, recently maximum damage was occurred and people have died also. Stearin gas was the one. In Fukushima also the greater incident was happened. Methyl isocyanide gas in Bhopal gas tragedy. Now we have the changing color of chameleon. You know about chameleon? It changes the colors wherever it goes. So that chameleon has got chromatophores. With that, it can easily change its body's color. Mucus glands will find this kind of mucous membrane on the top of the skin of the frog. Because of that, it will be lubricant and that will be living. If there is a dry in the skin of the frog because of mucus glands non-functionality, it dies. Melatonin, keratin, you should know about this. Keratin is a protein which is present in human skin. Melatonin is a hormone. The farthest planet from the sun, so you know about that MVEM Jason. So it is a sequence of the planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. These are the sequence you should know about MVEM Jason. So this is thing. Neptune is the farthest one. Nearest one you can see, that is Mercury. Now we have law of motion, which is formulated by Newton. Should know about Newton's theory, and you know about law of Newton's, that is apple will falls on his head. Now we have heliocentric theory, that is sun is at center. Galileo, who invented the telescope, Albert Einstein, equal to mc square. So all these things you can see in the 9th part. I'll be discussing in 10th part, that is from 451 to, so we have near about 526. So next part, final part, with this maximum questions 500 plus general science will get finished. So 526 will be the last one. So all these 10 parts will be very useful for you examination. So better have a whole playlist, whatever has been uploaded, you can just directly go through this. So if you feel like any kind of uncomfortable, you can directly call me. I'm ready to help you guys. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a great life.